Hey Literary Gladiators, it's Kayla, and about a week ago Josh put up this really cool video. It was a book to inspire blank. He did a book to inspire love. I'm going to do the same video tonight, but I'm going to do a book that inspires creativity. Now, I am a writer, so whenever I'm reading, I get this, if it's a really good book, I get this really restless feeling, and I'm like, I need to write. This book is so good, it inspires me. I feel like I gotta write something. And there's a ton of books that incite this feeling in me, but a couple in particular, and basically that's how I know if it's a good book, because it makes me want to write. But there are a couple in particular that I'm going to kind of introduce to you guys tonight. The first one is the book I'm actually currently reading. It is A Natural History of Dragons by Brennan. If you've ever spent 5 minutes talking to me about television, you know that I am obsessed with mockumentaries like The Office and Parks and Recreation. So this is kind of like a mockumentary in book form, in the way that it's called A Memoir by Lady Trent, but obviously it's by Brennan. It's not actually a memoir because it's about dragons, and dragons aren't real. It's set in like a fantasy world in the Victorian kind of era, so everybody's wearing like prim and proper suits and petticoats and big bustle skirts and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun to see dragons in a setting like that, and because it's in kind of like a Victorian era theme, there's a lot of standards for women and what's proper versus improper and stuff like that. So basically the book is about a woman in that time following her passion to, learn about dragons, and she wants to be a natural scientist who studies dragons and writes books on dragons and stuff. So that's really cool, and the writing is really good. It's not like super plot heavy. It's more focused on world building and like the science behind it, which is really cool. And it inspires me. It makes me want to sit down and write something. I love world building, so it really just makes me want to build this cool world that I can just kind of throw characters in and create an interesting story. And the second one inspires me. It's poetry. It inspires me more to be poetic and get in touch with like my inner, what's inside, and think more deeply. And that is Dirty Pretty Things by Michael Faudet. He is I believe he started on Tumblr. He's a Tumblr poet. At least that's where I found him. His girlfriend is Lang Leave. She's a little bit more well-known of a poet. But his poetry is just, it's sexy. It's nice. It makes you feel good about yourself. And it's really good. I love his poetry, and it always inspires me. I always read it, and I think, I'm going to write poetry. And then I sit down to write poetry, and I'm like, not as good as Michael Faudet, but it's great writing. It's a great book. I think his book when I bought it, it was only available online. I had to order it. I don't know if it's still that way, but you should definitely check him out. Lang Leave, again, is his girlfriend. She's got 3 or 4 books now. They're all fantastic. They're both fantastic writers. And his work it really, really inspires me. It's one of like 2 poetry books I have, I think, so it's clearly meant something to me. So yeah, those are my 2 books that inspire me to write and be creative. And but I think that is really something that's very personal. Everybody is inspired by different things, so go out there and get inspired and write and paint and take pictures and draw and do whatever it is that you do. Just get out there and be creative, because it's a life force, really. Being creative is something that nobody can take from you. Alright, have a good night, guys. Bye.